Good evening, everyone, and welcome to what is going to be an extremely informative webinar on social media. I'm going to be talking tonight about daily habits you can incorporate to experience massive momentum in your business. I would like to introduce myself. I am Jennifer Rychek, and I am a Crystal Executive with Isagenix. So without further ado, let's start to delve right into these millionaire social media daily habits and what are the key to the riches. So first off, let's start talking about Facebook and other social media venues and how they can be phenomenal tools to build our Isagenix business. But how you really treat these social media venues will have a huge impact on how quickly you will generate revenue and ultimately achieve success. You really need to treat your Facebook and the remainder of social media as your corporation. If you treat social media like a business, you can experience massive momentum. Being a Great Dane breeder and really the heart of my why for building this business, I thought what better way to summarize how we can utilize each piece of social media as an effective resource to grow our business. So let's think about it in dog terms. From a photo posted on Facebook that receives a ton of likes, to Twitter being a tool to state what you are doing with your dog, to YouTube being a social media site to post a funny video of your dog. Let's transition to even LinkedIn. That's a great platform to advertise a guard dog for hire. And Instagram is about catching the photo to the eye. It's all about eye candy. So thinking about a vintage photo of your dog with a hashtag model dog would be a perfect fit. Pinterest is a great site to post how you could make your own dog treats. And Yelp is where you could recommend the best fire hydrant in town. We could even hang out with our dog, little hangout, check into the groomer and say we got our fur did. So let's move on to branding and spend a little time about is it important and why it can be so important. So I think it's one of the most overlooked aspects of social media. And when you think 30 years ago, there was no Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google+, and YouTube, just to name a few. Now we have all these things that can be utilized to leverage your credibility and really build a huge brand and business. So positioning and branding is absolutely vital. And the first thing that a person is going to do before speaking with you is to view your profile. And this is not just on Facebook. This is on all social media venues. So you really need to be certain that you're ready. So let me ask you this question. Who would you rather talk to? Would you rather talk to the people up at the top, or would you rather talk to the people at the bottom? Now, it could be that people at the top have the same amount of people at the bottom, and they have the same training, but does it come across in their profile? Remember, it's all about creating curiosity and engagement. So when we think about social media, what are the biggest mistakes that are being made out there? And let's just talk about Facebook for a minute in regards to what are the common social media mistakes. So when we talk about the banner and we think about how we're being branded there, are you branding yourself or are you branding your company? And you really should be branding yourself versus your company, especially if you don't have a downline yet. We all feel that we're going to be with Isagenix for the next 30, 40, and even 50 years from now. Sometimes things change in our lives and the unexpected happens. So if you brand yourself and the people you know, that is going to be something that is going to really be everlasting. And you really need to ensure that you have a banner that it's the right one that's going to attract people. So if you omit a banner, that really just demonstrates a lot of disorganization and really truly a weak profile. You want to avoid religious and political banners, as this can really be unnerving to people and simply just not attract people to your business. It really should represent more lifestyle, so beaches, trees, you and your family, and you having fun without alcohol. This truly is the opportunity for you to be able to market yourself. The profile picture is also the most important. So when we think about the profile picture, is it something that is clear? If it's not clear, then you need to get a professional photo or take a photo that can be professionally appearing to it be clear. Are you smiling in the photo? People are attracted to happy, positive people, so you want to be smiling in the photo. And then is it a picture of you? So I commonly see that people have pictures of their pets, their kids, scenery, other types of things. While this might be a good strategy that you may think it be, you really want to have something, especially when people are looking to connect with people and see who they're going to be developing a relationship with. And even during communication on Facebook messaging, they don't want to see pictures of pets, kids, scenery, other types of things. So other common social media mistakes that are made when we think about the About section, let's just talk about it for a minute. So this is the first section that I look at when I'm friending an individual on Facebook to determine if they're the right fit for my business. So if you have a website, is it listed? What is your contact information? Do you have an email there? Do you have your phone number? If individuals are not friends with you or they're friends of friends and you are attempting to reach out to them or you are looking to have a conversation with them, typically that Facebook message is going to go into their other folder. But you could always be sending a message, or people could be connecting you by sending a message to you via email or even picking up the phone and calling you. So it's really great to have some more information about yourself in the About section and really gearing up that contact information. So when you're putting things in your About section, some other things that you really want to think about is why would people want to engage with you? So if you're consistently pitching in your About section, that is not going to attract people to your business. You really need to be providing value. You know, when you think about it, people are attracted to you and they're really ultimately buying you and the success that you've had, and the product is just simply a bonus. You really need to avoid being recognized as a scammer, a spammer, and all those other S words. So when we think about photos, what are the big mistakes that people are making? Well, they're consistently holding alcohol in their hand, or they are not attending events and showing event photos. So while we all know that events will create massive momentum in our business, it's also an opportunity for us to post about the fun we're having, the amazing people that we're meeting, different activities that are ongoing. You can take the value that you're gaining at an event and post it on your page as your own. You can also post photos of you with high caliber people and your team. So this is really going to demonstrate you being a credible person and a leader. While it's good to be posting inspirational quotes and Google Images and commentary and thoughts and facts around that, you don't want to be doing that too much. You want to be also incorporating lifestyle photos, and you want to be showing people really who you are. You know, what are you about? Who is the real you? That's going to be bringing people to really connect with you, you know, in your business. Are you fun? Are you carefree? You know, putting some things in as far as you being at the beach, at the mountains, as we talked about. Have you gone to some amazing restaurants? Remember, you are acting people when you're being shown that you're having fun, that you're experiencing life events that, you know, others are just not out there. And you need to really avoid photos that are going to de-edify you. So really, when you're posting different types of photos, think about what is the type of person that you really are looking to attract. So when we talk about what we're going to be posting on our timeline, the biggest, and I mean biggest mistake that I am consistently seeing out there is the lack of following the 80-20 rule. And this is not 80% business posts and 20% personal posts. It's absolutely the reverse. And this is something that I see every day. People are just sharing links from Isogenics and they're posting Isogenics all day long. This is something that you are not going to be able to bring a ton of people into your business. Remember, social media is a perfect platform for providing valuable content. It's not to be utilized to consistently spam about your business, and you will attract people who are really curious about the life that you're living and the buzz around you. So those are the types of things that you want to be putting out there on Facebook. You really want to avoid tagging multiple people that are in your posts or your photos, especially if you're tagging them because you think that they would be fantastic in your business. So for instance, if you're going to be attending an event next weekend and you take a number of photos, but you're tagging people that are not in the photos, and the reason that you're really tagging them is that you have this underlying motive that that's going to bring them into the business, that's being also considered a spammer as well. Something that I consistently see all the time is the join my team posts. And if you really want to think about building in this business, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and you're going to have to prospect. People are not going to join you when you're not going to be communicating your why or providing them value. One post that I see overused all the time is, I am looking to work with 5 new people this year that desire to make 6 figures while creating a life of their own design. It is simply overused, as I said, and it's not providing value. One other mistake is you're not posting any images and your page just lacks excitement. Lifestyle posts are what attract people to you, and as we talked about, where do you live? What are you traveling to? What type of excursions that you're going on? What are some fun adventures? What are all of your great experiences that you're having that maybe other people are, just not having? Negative posts should be something that you are not putting out there. If you're having a bad day, if you're not feeling well, pick up the phone, call your significant other, call your best friend, call your business partner, leave it off Facebook. I see people swearing on Facebook, leaving the acronyms as LOL, LMAO. Just leave them off, and that is the best strategy. Remember, this is a business, it's a corporation, and we need to treat it as such. So political and religious posts should be avoided at all costs, and I also see this. Everyone has different views, and we don't want to deter people from business just because we have posted something politically or, religiously that, we really deterred a fantastic business builder because, they say they're a big Obama fan and you're not. So while you want to make your profile edgy, political and religious posts should not be the avenue to really be achieving an edginess about you. So games are an absolute no. So N-O, no. When I see people playing games on their profile, I think to myself, this is someone that I do not want my business, as they are not focused and that they lack a level of commitment. If you're playing games on your profile, people are not going to be attracted to you in your business either, because they're not going to take you serious. Bashing other companies is a complete turnoff, and that also cannot attract people to you, and that you're not providing any value in posts at all, where you're not putting any type of articles, videos, blogs, scientific information, and this does not mean that you have to create everything yourself, but there's a lot of information that can be put out there. I mean, the bottom line is that you are looking to attract leaders, and if you are a basher, a spammer, a tagger, a pitcher, and a gamer, you're just going to attract the wrong people. So think about how you can brand yourself to really attract the leaders that you deserve. So let's really just highlight now, what are the 4 biggest mistakes to avoid across social media? So I think I've talked about it already, and I can't probably reiterate it enough this evening, is do not pitch your company on social media. We have mentioned the 80-20 rule, and if you are just starting out, you need to do the 90-10 rule. Please stick with it. Second, don't mention your company on the first message you send to prospects. Remember, this is about relationship building in addition to you providing education and understanding. So Eric Worre in GoPro, he talks about how this is all about education and understanding, and think about what education and understanding do your prospects want out there. Third, don't get in negative debates about defending your company, the opportunity, or your products. I will say, I posted an image a couple weeks ago, and a figure competitor who is not supportive of the Isagenix products posted a very derogatory comment about me cleansing my toxins out of my body. Well, I simply just deleted it. She must have returned to the post a few days later and discovered I deleted her comment. So she even wrote a more derogatory comment. So I simply deleted it, defriended her, and blocked her. That's what you need to do. It's just as simple as that. Lastly, avoid pictures that will absolutely de-edify you. So for example, I came across a network marketer a couple weeks ago who was topless in a post. Do you think this will de-edify you? Absolutely. So think about what you're posting, guys, before, you're just putting it all out there on social media. So let's go and talk about how you can become a credible professional. So we hit on some of the highlights when we talked about the common social media mistakes, but let's just delve into them a little bit more. So your profile picture is the absolute most important, and this just does not go on Facebook. This is also on Twitter, Instagram, and some other social media venues that we're going to talk about this evening. So do you have a sharp professional photo? If you're just starting out on your business venture, it's not necessary for you to spend a few $100s on a professional photo, but you really might want to have someone just snap a nice, crisp picture of you. Are you smiling in your profile picture, and are you recognizable, and can the individual tell that it's you? As we briefly touched upon, the banner is just as important, and so you want the banner to represent lifestyle and not your company. It should be a picture of a landscape, so beaches, trees, a lifestyle picture, you on the beach or having a fun adventure, a picture of you and your family, a picture of you having fun minus alcohol. If you have pictures with high caliber individuals, this would also be a fantastic banner. Remember, you and a leader could be the ultimate best banner. So let's talk about the About section. This is the first portion, as I talked about, that people are going to review in your profile. So you want to be including a website if you have one. Because of wanting to really be able to create curiosity, I don't post anything that is related to Isagenix in a website, but I typically post my Spiritual Danes website demonstrating that I am a Great Dane breeder. So if you have a blog or something like that, you could also be posting that as your website instead. We talked about the contact information, and so you want to be including emails, phone numbers, and also too, I'd like to mention that you want to ensure that your Facebook profile is public and that it is searchable. So in the At Work section, you can approach it two different ways. You could include if you're working your job as well as working the business. I recommend you include both. Because we like to create curiosity, we don't specifically say in the About section that we are a crystal executive with Isagenix. I say that I'm a health and wellness coach so that I can create curiosity, and then I also have my job listed as well. And then you want to be able to highlight what you provide. So what are you doing to be able to teach others? How can you help them, and what specifically can you do for them? So you want to be personable, and you want to provide really a sentence or two on what your story is. You want to capture your successes and communicate how can you help people succeed. So how do we post and how we can post for profit? So remember we talked about it's the 80-20 rule. And how can we attract leaders into our organization? So we want to be providing 80 to 90% value and 10 to 20% pitch. So what does value mean? Value could be inspirational posts. It could be those quotes that are images. It could be stories about your life experiences. It could be images of your lifestyle. It could be quotes or funny pictures. You could provide at least 2 videos per week, and videos are great because people can really connect to you. They're hearing your voice. They're really hearing all you're about. They're hearing your excitement and the buzz that you really have going on. You could be posting scientific articles, blogs. The biggest mistake that I see, as that I mentioned, is that when posting an inspirational post or quote, that you are sharing it. And so you want to save the image to your computer, and you want to put that inspirational post as your own, and you want to add your own commentary around it. This is where, you don't want to be just demonstrating laziness. Be yourself and get personal. Just really, truly get personal and put yourself out there. So here are some important points to write down when you're thinking about what you're putting out there. So what is your prospect looking for? What are their questions? Value can be posted as scientific articles. It could be information on toxicity. It could be organic foods, it could be GMO rated foods, it could be a recipe, it could be something that you ate for dinner. Transformation pictures are going to be part of the 20% pitch, but the list is absolutely endless. As I say, you need to be posting about your lifestyle, and you really need to get personal. We all hear Susan Slide talk all the time about how we live small. So we need to stop living small, and we need to stop staying in the middle. These experiences that we are putting out there should be phenomenal experiences with images really attached. So really start to brainstorm about what do people want to know about you and the life that you're living. So you could even write 5 things that happened to you that was interesting during the course of your day and just post about it. Drum up some creativity and ask some questions. You could be bringing some people in business by saying, who is sick and tired of being where they are and want to go on a challenge with me? And you could say you're going on a 30-day challenge, so who's with me? And then, you could then private message people and say, you know what, I'm going to be doing this product. This is going to make my life a little easier, and this will definitely make your life easier in doing this challenge with me. So it's the shake that I'm doing. That's just something simply that you could do. And then the 20% really encompasses upcoming meetings, conference calls with a photo, picture of you with your team, a webinar link, or rank advancements. Think about what does it do for them, not what does it do for you. So we are raising curiosity, and that's going to attract people to inquire about the buzz. So, for example, if you have a conference call and you'd like to draw some people in, and you want to think about who is the audience that you want to address. So, say for instance, you want to be bringing in some college people to try to start getting some individuals in your business within the START group. You could put a post out there that would say, are you experiencing a tough time getting a job? I understand your frustrations, and there is a better way. How would it feel for you to be your own boss, not asked to go on vacation and make money while you sleep? We are having a conference call tonight at such and such a time to share with you how this is possible. This will be a life-changing event. And here you can see that your avoid stating join my team or conference call tonight. As I said, this is simply not going to work. These are pitch type posts that are not coming through as truly pitchy. So that's what you want to think about. So in regards to posting, let's talk about, what is the skinny on how you can attract people to you. So, you want to really think about starting off the day with an inspirational post. So you can see here that the times that are put here on Facebook are the highest traffic times that people are looking at their Facebook. So, I typically start off the day with an inspirational quote or a post, and I put my own commentary around it, and that people are looking to start their day on a high note. So, you could specifically just attract someone simply because of your upbeat inspirational posts or quotes. I know that I missed a couple days of inspirational posts and quotes due to traveling, and I hadn't scheduled to be consistent through Hootsuite before I left. And so I had a couple people messaging me talking about, hey, where are your inspirational posts and quotes? I miss them so much. So, you would be surprised as to who's really looking for those types of things every day. It's just powerful to be able to impact an individual's day simply by just putting an inspirational post out there. And, what you're doing by putting that out there is you're really demonstrating authenticity and who is the real you. So to provide this value, as I said, save the inspirational quote as your own and then provide your own thoughts. You can also choose different days to post throughout the course of the week and highlight different types of things. You could be highlighting foods that are great snack foods, that are focused on clean eating, products that contain GMOs. A number of people call that as Toxic Tuesday. I just didn't want to be repeating what other people were doing, so I switched it up and I call it Wisdom Wednesday. And remember, as we talked about with Eric Worre Go Pro, it's about providing education and understanding, and this is really an avenue that I've taken to be able to brand myself. So you can focus on organic foods, what is the difference between organic and not organic. You can talk about the clean eating concept. You can talk about toxicity symptoms. You can talk about toxic foods. You can talk about vitamins, anti-aging, good pieces of scientific articles, rational for cleansing, even talk about skin care with our new Rejuvity line. So lots of different things that you could be putting out there. During the week, you could post a clean lunch that you might have eaten, or you could even say that, hey, this is what you're posting. You could even post about this is what you're eating for dinner, and so you're going to post the recipe. And maybe you are posting a recipe that you switched up to make it more of a focus on clean eating, so you can give people some ideas that way. And that's something that you could post around noon, because remember, people are thinking about what they're going to be eating for, either lunch or dinner. And so, this might drive them to think, oh, well, if she's eating this for lunch and dinner and becoming healthy, then maybe this is something that I can do too. So you could simply just inspire them on how, to do it. Once a week, you can post about job satisfaction, finances, and residual income. I think this is typically great to do on either a Monday afternoon after people have gone back to the dreaded Monday, or even on Sunday evening when your network is thinking about work and how they could do things differently. We all know that Throwback Thursday is absolutely huge, and it's an attention grabber on Facebook, and it allows for people to connect with you and get to know who you were even way back when. So, you can always post that, on a late afternoon on a Thursday when people are leaving work and they're going to be checking Facebook the last time before they're getting ready to go on their commute. So, while we're all passionate about isogenics, we really want to be keeping those transformation pictures to, a few times per week. I consistently see us sharing transformation photos. So if you don't have permission to use the photo, ask permission to, and, then put the person's commentary around it as to how they were feeling. Don't be sharing the photos, but, use them with permission, and utilize something that we're going to talk about in the next couple slides, which Susan Slide teaches, which is neuro-linguistic programming when posting. And we'll talk about that strategy in a moment, as I said. But other things that you can talk about in the evening, and 9 to 10 is the biggest traffic time on Facebook. So things that are important that you really want to get out there is that's the type of time that you want to be posting that. So key scientific information, what you ate for dinner, blogs, videos, that sort of thing. I mean, the bottom line is with social media today that you have to have a consistent message, and you must align with health and wellness. We think about integrity, and that's of the utmost importance. Prevent using profanity, don't insult others in your posts, and really allow pictures of you to be posted that don't align with a brand that you want to be associated with. So really prevent that from happening out there. So let's talk about adhering to a schedule, and this is the most important. If you want to experience massive momentum in your business, you need to adhere to a schedule. And the best way to be able to do that is to utilize some type of application, either Hootsuite, Post Planner, Buffer. There's a number of one out there. I personally love Hootsuite. It's just been easy for me to use. So that's typically what I do. And this is my adherence to a schedule, and I have themed different days out. So for Motivation Monday, typically what I do is I put various motivational posts throughout the day, whereas Tuesday is like a Teach You Tuesday type day. So I'll put different types of things around clean eating, what's the importance of vitamins, scientific information. Remember, it's all about education and understanding. And then, as I talked about, Wisdom Wednesday is more about really concentrating on different types of posts of GMOs. So I sometimes might go into the Food Babe or, other types of places, the Non-Organic Project, different types of places that I can get some really great information around GMO type food and really what we need to be avoiding buying in our grocery stores. And then Thursday is focused on various tips and tricks. So, for example, one day I posted on utilizing coconut oil for cellulite, which was just a huge grabber. And then Fitness Friday is posting on fitness tips, which will really empower individuals to take charge of their health by stepping it up and really adding more of a fitness to the routine. And then I look at Sizzle Saturday because it's the weekend. So, we all tend to kind of go on a little bit of a downward spiral sometimes on the weekend. So looking at Sizzle Saturday is focusing on fat metabolism, what we can do to speed up our fat metabolism. And then Spiritual Sunday is just focused on, more so of a day of rest and, what is ultimate gratitude. So what is the ultimate pathway to success in social media? So here are some key tips for you to really get there and to hit the ground running to success. So liking people's posts, commenting on posts. When you comment, ask open-ended questions because this will allow you to engage with others and begin to build a relationship. You're demonstrating true authenticity, and this will allow people to get to know you, which is just absolutely vital to your business. As I talked about, don't be afraid to be yourself and stop playing small. When you play small, you stay in the middle and you lack momentum. So you want people to know who the true you is. How do you live your life? How do you enjoy it? Remember, while you have a product, they're ultimately buying you, and that is just absolutely key. So a strategy that has changed the course of our team is sending private messages to individuals who have liked or commented on our posts. And this has been something of extreme importance when posting transformation pictures. And this is absolutely tough to keep up with, but it's made a huge difference. So when posting a transformational post and you have someone either like it or comment on it, just simply send them a private message and say, thank you so much for the support that you provided in liking my post on my journey. Have a great day. And you would be surprised, people that liked the post that didn't comment on it, they have been wondering and thinking about what you're doing. And this actually opens up the door for them to say, you know what, tell me more about what you're doing. And we've been able to bring in a number of people in our business this way, and especially people that have just been a little bit stuck in rank advancing. So please, please, please follow the 80-20 rule. And as I said, if you are just starting out, even better, follow the 90-10 rule. As I talked about, there is a number of people out there that do not follow this every day. And if you don't, you're just going to prevent yourself from getting massive momentum in your business. So this is really the most important success tip that I ask you to walk away with. So write it down. Avoid isogenics in your posts. And remember, this is about creating curiosity. So you would be looking to put nutritional cleansing, cellular cleansing, or superfood nutritional cleansing system. Remember, if we're putting isogenics out there, people are going to be going to Google isogenics. And while the most of the information is positive out there, if there's something that's a negative that hits home to this person and was completely untrue just because they believe that everything is true out there on the internet, then you've just lost the opportunity to present the program to this potential prospect. So as I mentioned, there is the NLP program, and let's talk about why is this important. This is something that Susan teaches, and it's something that I absolutely love. It is an approach which focuses on the utilization of inclusive language. So it's really allowing you to connect with those that you're talking with. It's creating a safe environment. It's allowing you to be able to engage with people. And by engaging with people, you're going to be getting more followers. And ultimately, the bottom line is that you're going to be getting more enrollments. So when we talk about the NLP, what are keywords that you can use? And so a number of these keywords can be used from a person-to-person discussion or during a launch party, but there is avenues that you can utilize NLP in your posts. So here's going to be some examples that I'm going to put out there that you can think about. So the first word is imagine. So an example is imagine. You didn't have to get up to an alarm clock every day, and you could set your own hours. You could work with the people you wanted to work with, etc. So you could always use imagine in your posts. Imagine that you've lost 30 pounds in 2 months with a nutritional cleansing system. There's so many ways that you could put this out there in your post by using this keyword. So another word is what if. So an example could be, what if I could show you a way to eat organic for free? Would that be something that would interest you? Picture in your mind is the third. So an example could be, picture in your mind 30 days from now when you've hit your goal weight, and that could be something that you could put out there to people and, have them think about it, let it be a little bit visionary. Naturally is another. So example is naturally people are going to notice your results and you have a few options. Either you can give all those referrals to me and I'll gladly compensate you for them, or you can enroll them yourself and receive the rebates and rewards yourself from Isagenix. So that can be something that you can be utilizing in a three-way call with people. Naturally is another one, and so you could be talking to someone about saying naturally you care a lot about your kids, so having a way to help you be a better mom for them, would that be something that would appeal to you? Obviously is another word, and an example that you could use is obviously you will get better results if you have someone to embark on this weight loss journey together. As you know is another key word. So as you know, as a personal trainer, you only get paid when you have clients present, so this can help have them relate a little bit to the business. To all of you, and this is typically more used, in a larger group, like a launch party, but an example could be to all of you who are here today that are looking for a solution to. And then the second to last one is if I, would you? And an example could be if I was able to show you a way that you could get your products paid for, would you be interested in taking a closer look? And then last is either or. So example is, and I love this one, is either you can leave today with all the information you have learned and not make any changes in your life, or you can get started with Isagenix and have the support of people that you want to be successful in you obtaining your goals. So, when you're using all these phrases, you must first listen to what people are telling you. And this is how you can use these phrases in face-to-face conversations or in three-way calls, but I think that you can incorporate some of these, in your posts as well, and this will, bring more people and attract more people into your business. So on to that, this is a transformation post in which you can see that I have incorporated a couple of some NLP type words, which is about naturally and obviously. So this is a post that I put up just a few months ago, and actually about a month ago, I'm showing my 7-month results. And so you can see how I kind of pulled it together with a little bit of, what are some non-tangibles that I had and experienced with Isagenix. So, this is a post that I got 200 likes and over 50 comments, and I think I brought 5 new people into my business that week, and I think 2 other people, rank advanced to consultant just by using this type of post with, this type of picture and, some kind of other non-tangibles to it just outside the weight loss itself. So we're going to talk about some other types of posts that you can be successful in your business. And one is, what do we post when your box has not arrived yet and you have someone that, has scraped together the money to get their products paid for, this month, but they said next month is going to be really tough. And so we're really trying to, help them rank advanced to consult and continue to be able to take all the advantage of all of the generous bonuses that we get within Isagenix within that first 30 days. So here is a post that we've kind of just tweaked a little bit about your box has not arrived, and this is something that has been working quite well with us. And so we stayed out there, who's sick and tired of being where they're at and wants to go on a challenge with me? After watching many friends release weight, experience limitless energy, feel less stressed, and sleep better in just under 30 days, I am starting with my nutritional cleansing program in a few days. Who's with me and looking and feeling their best? So, you're saying that just under 30 days, you're giving a time frame on it, and you're not only talking about releasing weight, so you're talking about other types of things as well, which is grabbing to other people that just might be lacking in, a significant amount of energy or might be feeling just super stressed. So what's been really working for us in creating co-consultants is just taking a private message a little bit differently. And so we were having some issues with, creating co-creating consultants by doing a private message and having them schedule a 3-way call. They were putting great information out there, a lot of my associates, but what was happening is that they were just lacking in really being able to solidify that appointment. So what we decided to do was something a little bit differently. So when your associate is putting up a transformational post, They respond to it by saying, name, I will send you all the information via message. I am loving it. So that's just something that they can be saying out there to the person. And then they're going on to then bring you as their coach into the private message to that person. So they're saying, hi, XXX. It is awesome to hear that you're interested in learning more on nutritional cleansing. I absolutely love it. Since I am just starting, I'm bringing my coach, Jennifer Rychik, into the conversation. She's a nurse practitioner and on the program for 7 months. She's had an amazing journey and is extremely knowledgeable on all the products. I've never felt better. My personal goal is to get myself and friends healthy. So this is great because, she's saying, hey, I'm super excited about this program. I have some goals, and here they are. I don't know a lot about the program, but you're edifying someone right away, and you're bringing in your coach into that conversation. So then before the prospect responds, I come in as the coach, and of course you're going to have your team say, hey, I'm going to be posting a transformational post. When is going to be a good time for you to be around Facebook to be able to be, responding to some messages that could potentially be happening? So the coach is going to come in before the prospect responds and says, hi, XXX. It is great to connect with you on Facebook. What are you looking to accomplish from a health standpoint? And what you'll be doing is you're going to be telling your associate to just not chime in. They're going to feel that they really want to chime into this chat, but just tell them, just leave it to you. So the prospect is actually going to respond, and they're going to tell you maybe they're going to be wanting to release 10 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. Maybe they're also going to be looking to just get more energy. So you are going to respond as the coach, and you're going to say, your goals are so doable on this program, as I released 18 pounds and 24 inches in just 30 days while experiencing more energy, less stress, and better sleep. I would like to send you 2 videos which demonstrate why the system is so effective, which will take about 15 minutes for you to watch. Do you know when you could watch them? I ask because I know you will have questions, and it would be great if we could connect to speak live so that I can answer them. And so then what happens is that the prospect responds and says when they will be able to watch the videos. So you as the coach will come in and say, fantastic. Would you have been able to watch them on this date and this time? The prospect is going to respond, and then the coach is actually going to respond and say, could you provide me with the best number to reach you? The prospect is going to provide his or her phone number, and then the coach is going to respond by saying the associate's name, and then I look forward to connecting on that specific date and that specific time, because again, you're confirming the time again. And a lot of this is around Eric Worre and how he is confirming things a couple different times, really ensure that your time is important. So here are 2 brief videos which explain how and why this system is so effective. So watch these videos, and what I typically send is the long Are You Toxic and the U plus 2, them plus 2. And the reason that I do the U plus 2, them plus 2 is simply because they can understand in the very beginning that there is a business associated with it, and during a 3-way call they're either going to say they have interest in the business or they don't have interest in the business. And so it really takes the awkwardness out of it. And we have been creating co-consultants that way really effectively and successfully, where I looked at our closure rate and we're about 90% right now with doing that with associates that are really just within their first week out of the gate. So it's really just been a really effective tool for our team. So I'm going to move on and spend a little bit of time about fan pages and how you can find prospects with fan pages. I don't want to go into, a whole bunch. I mean, fan pages we could spend, just hours on in general. But I wanted to just bring it out there as to how you can look for different prospects on fan pages out there and what are some good fan pages to just kind of be looking at. So Robert Kiyosaki is a really great fan page to go to. There's really like-minded individuals there that I feel that I can connect with, and they're really positive people. They're network marketing savvy. They love to invest. So it's a really great page where you can connect with people there. They talk a lot about investing and are very open. You could be looking at some local real estate pages or groups. Real estate agents are a great group of people to engage with. They are people that are used to investing, they're used to high risk, and they also are used to paying for performance. Danny Johnson is also another fantastic page. These are also individuals that are positive, they're self-starters. The Secret and the Law to Attraction is another great page that's filled with amazing people. I feel like I can really relate to them because it's how I live. And also, too, they're, like helping others and what we're doing in isogenics. So, and they also believe that everything happens for a reason. So, that's just kind of along my philosophy as well. Local small businesses are also fantastic pages that are filled with entrepreneurs and open-minded people. The problem is that they don't have time, but you could work on connecting with them, telling them that you can make the time issue, not a factor for them any longer, but you just want their contacts. And that is something that, can be really helpful. When we think about the type of business that we're in a health and wellness business. We are really need to be leaning to people that we could be finding people in. So Jillian Michaels is, very inspirational. She's got an awesome page, and with her being known as a famous fitness coach, people really know her and what she's all about. So you can find some of her tips really great and important. You can even be using her posts, but here's some people that, might need, some additional help as well. The Biggest Loser is a great show. We know it's very inspiring, and these are people that are looking for tips on how they can take their health to the next level, so you might be able to help them with that. Other pages that you could look at are Whole Foods, organic foods, or clean eating. These provide a lot of education, and understanding. There's fitness challenge groups, and these are great groups as well. There's groups out there that are 90-day challenge groups, 60-day challenge groups, crunch challenge groups, and, the list is endless. There's really a plethora of groups out there and fan pages out there that you can go to be able to connect with people. Outside of social media, I have been doing meetup.com and have gone to a couple meetup groups that are involving entrepreneurial women that have just really been, fantastic, and, meeting, either on an every week or every month basis, and you can look at different interests that way. So when you're in these fan pages, what are you looking for? Well, you're looking for leaders. And so what types of qualities are you looking for, and reaching out to these people? And, first and foremost, what's important is that, are they agreeing with the status? Are they positive? Are they not argumentative? If that's how they are on Facebook, then that's how they are typically in life. And if they are argumentative, this might not be someone that you want to bring into your business. Are they speaking from experience? So when we think about speaking from experience, this really equates to power. And, that really shows their power. And also, are they open? Some individuals will come out and state that they're looking for a home-based business, so you could always connect with someone that way. Go look at their profile. Are they active on Facebook? Or have they not posted anything for over a week? That's something that's important. And then, we talked about branding and being a credible professional. So do they demonstrate that already or not? So you can work with people on fan pages by sending them a PM. And so I put two examples here about how you can be messaging people. And so you don't want to be sending mass messages. Remember, you want to be becoming across as personal, and you want to be starting to relate to people, and you want to be complimentary of them. You want to ask them specific questions. You can even connect with people that are in network marketing just to have conversations and have connections with them. It could be that they might not be happy about what they're doing. You always need to avoid the pitch. So there's the first example there that wasn't with a network marketer, and just saying that, you were messaging them because you saw that they were a network marketer, that you were in network marketing as well, and that you loved their comment, that you could relate to it. And then you ask what company they're with, just to have a conversation. Another example is of a post in responding to someone from a Danny Johnson group that you just love their profile picture, and the baby girl on their banner was just absolutely adorable, and you loved their comment. And then, you ask them what they do, and you just tell them to enjoy their day. So remember, it's all about, just connecting with people. So we need to think about when we're doing all this on Facebook, what are the Facebook guidelines and regulations and what's going to be preventing us from getting into Facebook jail. And Facebook jail is real. It can happen. So you need to really be cognizant of the guidelines and regulations. So sending messages throughout the day as compared to all at once, if you're really sending them all at once, you're looking as a spammer to Facebook, and that's going to be an instance that they might consider blocking you. So just think about that. That's what they're looking for. If you're mass messaging people, you could be copying and pasting 20 messages in about 2 or 3 minutes. So that's something that you want to stay away from, and you're not going to get results with that type of tactic anyway. If you receive a warning from Facebook, stop everything for 24 hours. Don't message, don't do anything, don't log in. It can happen, but if you follow what we've talked about tonight, then you won't be looked at as a spammer and you won't end up going to Facebook jail. So if you have someone that you're interested in becoming a friend with and you question if they're going to accept your friend requests, you could follow them instead. You can always see their statuses by following them, or you could send them a message and you could ask for their friend request. And so that might be another avenue to go down. You can follow as many people as you like. I typically in Isagenix don't fill up my Facebook with a number of friends in Isagenix. So I have the people that are on my team that are really building at this point or have been long-term product users. Typically, I'm not friends with everyone, and because I'm really interacting with them more so also in my group as well. So this is really following people, and so I typically will follow people more on Facebook. And remember, we only have so many Facebook friends in our personal profile, so we don't want to be maxing them out with all people from Isagenix. So I want to spend some time on EdgeRank, and I'm not certain if everyone is familiar with EdgeRank, but Edge is defined as an action that happens within Facebook. So this could be status updates, it could be comments, it could be likes, it could be shares. And EdgeRank is an algorithm that was developed by Facebook to govern what is displayed and how high on the newsfeed you can go. So the algorithm that's listed here is about infinity, weight, and time decay. So it may seem complicated at first, but when you begin to understand the underlying concept, it's really actually pretty simple, and it's an effective algorithm. So what you might be wondering is, what does EdgeRank do? So EdgeRank ranks edges in the news feed. So it's as if all the edges that are connected to the user, and then it ranks each edge based on importance of the user. So let's think about affinity for a minute, which is the first variable. Affinity is a one-way relationship between the user and the edge. So it's really about how close of a relationship you are between the brand and the fan that you have. So the closer the relationship, the higher the score. So this is a way that within your news feed gets stories that are prioritized. Maybe, for instance, your brother versus someone you barely interact with who, was added a few years ago. So affinity is really built on repeating interactions with all of the edges. So if you are conducting actions that you're commenting, liking, sharing, clicking, even messaging, this can influence your affinity. So when you think about weight as the second variable, this is all about increasing or decreasing the value of specific actions on Facebook. So commenting is going to be more involved, and therefore it's going to be deemed more valuable. So it's going to be more weighted than a like is going to be. And so you can also even get a higher score by putting photos and videos and links versus just blank text up. So that's also to just think about how you can up your EdgeRank. In regards to time decay, it's really about the length of how old your post is. So if your post is older, then it's going to be apt to not be seen as much on the news feed as if it's just something new and fresh. So what are 6 tips to really increase your EdgeRank? So you want to keep it short, and your post should really only be between 100 and 250 characters to get 60 likes, 60% more likes. And you really want to be visual. So you want to be posting photo albums, photos. That's going to get you 180 times, 120 times, maybe 100 times more engagement. You want to ask for what you want. So you want to be talking about asking people questions out there, fill in the blank type questions. That's going to get 90 times more engagement than the average post. And then you want to post daily, so that consistency is absolutely key for an application where you're getting 96% of your fans that were not coming to your page, but now they're starting to come because you're posting more frequently, and that's a better way to reach them. You want to be relevant, but you don't want to be pushy. And so your posts are really related to, who you are, and it's really about you providing your value. And then you want to be timely. So you want to be putting things out in those different times that we talked about, adhering to the schedule, and putting it out to your audience in those best times, and then really sticking with them. And as we talked about, the best time for Facebook is between 9 and 10 p.m. So I'm going to spend just a couple minutes on graph search and what it is. Renee Trask and husband did a really fantastic YouTube on graph search that is about an hour and 20 minutes at length, and you can go and Google that. But I just want to spend a couple of minutes, if people are not familiar with it, how you can start to really penetrate your cold market in your area and start to expand your business. So what is graph search? Graph search is a way for Facebook's wide array of information about people, and so it's a really great tool to utilize and expand your business itself. So how do you use it? You can actually click on the search bar at the top of the page, or you can also just go to www.facebook.com/about/graph search, and then you can simply click the search bar at the top of the page, and what happens is you can start to type a search. So I'm going to show you on the next page a search that I did, which was people who live in Baltimore and that are personal trainers. And so as you type in, a list of search suggestions will appear. And so then what you're going to do is you're just going to choose one of the suggested options or finish typing and then hit enter. And you can also use even some filters or click and refine the search on the right to narrow your results by, your location or your date. So here's an example of what I did within graph search, and you can see here up at the top is where I put in all of that information. Here's some people that I didn't even know that I've been able to expand my network just by friending these people that are personal trainers. So now it's a way for them to really see, who I am and what I'm posting. So let's transition for a couple minutes and let's go on to Twitter and talk about how is Twitter different. So when we think about Twitter, Twitter has 135,000 new people every day. It has over 635 million users. It's 190 million visits each month. And can you believe this? 9,000 tweets are sent every second from Twitter. So when you think about this type of social media platform, it's really a great platform for distribution of more of our marketing content. And it's one of the most elegant viral mechanisms that I feel that have yet to have been invented. And so, this is more of an online social networking website in which, we are putting some updates that are what we're doing, but we're really limiting it to that 140 character universe that is known as tweets. Twitter is now in the top most visited websites in the world. So that's really something to think about. So, we think about Facebook is, means currency is friendship, but Twitter is the news and the information. And so you can really, differentiate yourself within Twitter by putting different types of tweets that are just, sticking to that 140 character universe. And you can get a number of followers, and you can even be sharing your statuses with followers. So how do you construct the content with Twitter? Some things that you really need to think about when you're constructing content is the content to the point. When you're thinking about hashtags, are they unique and are they memorable? Does the image attached demonstrate high quality, and now you can be putting images there as well? Does it appear authentic, and will it resonate with a Twitter audience? So a couple things to think about when you're constructing content. So what are some Twitter tips? So some Twitter tips are you can do @Twitter name, which will attract attention. You can do @Twitter name, which is a direct message to an individual. You can do RT, which is a retweet if you're reposting or sharing. You can actually now put some pictures on Twitter. So there's some specific websites that you can utilize that are going to expand the capabilities of what you can do with Twitter. So that's twitpic.com, and that provides the capability to upload pictures. You've got socialloop.com, which provides an automated direct message to new followers. So any person that comes on to follow you, you can send an automated message, really saying, oh, thank you so much for the follow. Look forward to connecting with you further on Twitter. People love that. You can do search.twitter.com, which allows you to really see what's happening now. And one of the things that I absolutely suggest that you do is that you connect your Facebook personal page or your fan page to automatically post your updates to Twitter as well. So how can you get more followers with Twitter? You can actually create an ad by clicking on settings, and you can choose a campaign to really promote your account. You can name the campaign. Then you can choose a target audience. So if you're looking at an individual that's a big person that you're following, you can target that campaign to those person's followers as well. You can include target interests. You can look at locations, so you can include US, Canada. You can choose the Twitter status updates and what update you would want to be using within your campaign. You can state your budget per day as well as your maximum budget, and then you can suggest a bid, and you really want to do that bid between $1 and about $3.50, and then you just click to launch the campaign. It is so simple, and this is really a way for you to be able to get more followers on Twitter by really just creating this ad that you can either access through your Twitter account or going to ad.twitter.com. And it's a great way that we can be creating ads that can be a little bit more effective and not have the restrictions that we have on Facebook with creating ads. So we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about some other social media venues, and what we're going to talk about is Instagram. So Instagram is a fun, artistic, visual social network, and how I view it is it's basically just Facebook with only pictures and 15-second videos. So this is a really great platform, and it's attracting really artistic people. So it's one of the most popular social media platforms right now for sharing visual content and videos. People are attracted to artsy, visually engaging, high-quality pictures, and I call them eye candy. So you don't have to be a professional photographer to produce amazing pictures. You can simply download the Instagram app and you're in business, and take the picture on your phone. Use the Instagram filters. You can include the hashtags and share on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And, one click and your picture is posted within multiple platforms. And then most importantly, you have a visually engaging picture. So remember, marketing is all about being dramatic, and it's about being dramatic in a positive way. So you need to take the ordinary and you need to make it extraordinary. And so lastly, you need to follow the same guidelines outlined earlier in creating a profile as you would with Instagram. So include your Facebook link in your profile within Instagram, and that will encourage some followers to hopefully engage with you in another social media venue as well. So how are important are hashtags? So you really should include as many descriptive hashtags, as possible. And they do have a good amount of value. This is a platform where you can really look at enhancing your post and getting more visibility for your written and visual content. It's also a platform where you can really be posting something and having the possibility of it going viral. So we obtained a lot of followers on this post, who is my Great Dane puppy, and everybody was posting that she looked like she was smoking a cigar, so she went from toilet paper to grill equipment, and that's what we posted on. And we utilized a number of different hashtags for this. We did hashtag Great Danes Rock, hashtag Dogs of Instagram, hashtag Great Danes, hashtag Great Dane Breeders, hashtag Great Danes Online. So then by putting all those hashtags in there, you give the capability of someone, when they search that hashtag, that they'll potentially find your picture, they'll like it, they may start following you, they'll start seeing other things about you as well. And that's really the way that you can start attracting people. So it's a lot of fun, and it allows you to really be authentic by thinking a lot about different types of hashtags. So as far as content for Instagram, some things that you need to think about and really ask yourself when you're posting these is, is your image artsy enough? Remember, eye candy, eye candy, eye candy. Have you included enough hashtags? Is there more visibility for your content if you are posting, enough descriptive hashtags? The younger the generation are really using Instagram, probably more than Facebook at this point in time. So think about what is appealing to them. Have you included enough of those descriptive hashtags? And this will allow you to maybe get that captive audience that is more of that younger generation. And then what are some of the stories that would appeal to them? And start to put some of those types of pictures out there. So what are some simple ways in order for you to be able to get prospects on Instagram? So as we talked about, Instagram is all about the hashtags. You can put up to 30 hashtags in a single post, but as I say to people, if you're marketing to everybody, then you're marketing to nobody. And so your motive for Instagram is to get the eyeballs of your targeted customers, just not everyone. And so, utilize Instagram or, even tags for likes to find out what are the big hashtags and the best ones to use out there on Instagram. So think about finding that ideal audience. And then after you find that ideal audience, follow that ideal audience. So like every other social media platform out there, it thrives from interactions and connections. If you're just posting videos and images all day but not communicating or really interacting with anyone else, then you're just not going to be able to grab people. And it's just as if you're out there talking to yourself and not listening to anyone. So start with a very small audience and then start to really engage with them and interact with them and provide some value, and you can start to build that way. And then lastly, looking at your competitors to be able to gain an audience. So keeping an eye on your competitors and reviewing these strategies are great ways to find more potential audience within your business. So, if they're going out there and posting things within Instagram, you can observe their behavior there, see who they are following, which of their posts are getting more likes and comments, and then that's going to give you an indication of what you can be posting out there to be able to get some success. And that affords you the luxury to gain success with minimal trial and error. So what are some 10 tips to get more likes and followers on Instagram? As we talked about, being a credible professional, having a good bio, a good profile picture, be certain that it captures the essence of what you're all about. Put your website out there, remember to create curiosity, and make sure that you put the link to your Facebook page so that you can engage with more people on another social media venue. If the URL is too long, you can eliminate the URL with bit.ly.com, bit.ly.com. You always want to use hashtags to attract the perfect client, the audience, and prospect. You want to produce quality content, and that's going to go along with your brand and going along with following that 80-20 rule. You want to copyright your content, and then there's also 2 great apps to make graphics, which are Over and WordSwing, so you can use them. You want to ensure your profile picture is public. You want to be connecting with people, so connecting with people at least 3 to 5 per day. And the same goes on to Facebook. So, I'm usually connecting with, 5 to 8 friends per day and adding them in by going to suggested friends or, going for graph search and adding some people. I usually cap it at 8, where you can usually add about 10 to 12 new friends through Facebook. But if it takes a couple days for those people to accept your friend request, then that can start to build up. So you can really stick to about 5 to 8 new friends per day on Facebook without having to go to Facebook jail. And then you want to be liking, commenting, sharing. You want to follow and connect with your perfect audience. And remember, no spamming. I think that that's the most important. So we need to integrate our social media venues, and we need to connect Instagram to Facebook and Twitter, and that's how you're going to really increase your exposure. And you want to really take these social platforms and just as I said, really connect them together, because this is really going to increase your loyal audience. So let's transition for a moment and talk about Pinterest, because I love Pinterest, and I think that this is one of the most underutilized social media venues out there for network marketing. So for those of you that are not familiar with Pinterest, this is a social network that really allows users to visually share things and discover new interests by posting, which is also defined as pinning. And those are either images or videos to either your own boards or other people's boards. So you're really collecting a number of pins with a common theme, and you're naming that board of those that you're pinning. And so it's really about visual orientation. And so the social network is very focused on the concept of a personal lifestyle, allowing you to share your tastes and interests with others, and really discovering those of like-minded individuals. So it's really the goal of connecting everyone in the world to things that they really find interesting. So users can upload images from the computer or pin things they find on the web using Pinterest. You can look at other social networks and what they are specifically utilizing for networking functions, and how they can follow different types of boards, and commenting on people's pins, repinning their content. I've gained a lot of exposure on Pinterest just by us getting ready for a wedding and pinning a lot of different things within weddings. I think that I have gained approximately 200 followers now on Pinterest, when I only had like about 10 or 12 when I started out with. So Pinterest is really the fastest growing platform for online content sharing, and according to the new report for online content distribution service Share This, the report that was analyzed demonstrated that it jumped significantly to being utilized, and as far as the website is concerned, and it has really surged. The interesting piece of it as well is about 80% of the Pinterest users are women, and really the rationale behind this is that the interest began with home arts and things like cooking and decorating and fashion and gardening that are topics to interest. And now with it being the fastest growing platform, now we have like about 50% of those people that are moms. So really impactful could be to our business. So how can you increase traffic to Pinterest? You need to make sure that it's something that is eye candy. There are statistics out there that shows that from a survey that was done by Steelhouse that 79% of Pinterest users are more likely to purchase something fun on Pinterest than Facebook. So think about that. And then mixed media syndication, what does that mean? So Pinterest has a ton of flexibility to really extend media on the internet. So you can do mixed videos, you can do images and links, as well as promote your blog, offer those types on Pinterest, where Facebook is now starting to ban some of those promotional offers, where with Pinterest you still have the freedom to really share your thoughts in those types of offers. And then there's really a strong call to action. So as I talked about, it's putting your status and what you're promoting out there as far as your pinning's concerned. And if you're looking to bring women in your business and mompreneurs into your business, this is really a great avenue to utilize to do that. So what are some questions to consider about content out there? Some things are, does your picture feed into what the consumer's dream is? Can you easily answer this particular question and know and understand what your prospect is really looking for? So did you give your boards clever and creative titles? Have you included the price if it's been appropriate or not? An example here could be in a flyer and a description that you've put in on, that you're saving on nutritional cleansing by bringing 2 friends in along for an awesome ride. Does every photo include a hyperlink? And that's something that you definitely want to be putting. So when putting your website there, your Facebook link in there, all those types of things for people to be able to connect with you with other social media venues. The pin that you've pinned, is that something that could be just a really amazing photo that could be featured in some type of magazine, and you could gain a lot of ground from that? And then lastly, is the image easily categorized? So, with all these new types of things, are now people ready to spice things up and, bring their Pinterest presence to the next level? So I know that we're really falling behind on time, but I want to take a couple more minutes to just talk about 2 more social media venues, talking about some key points with YouTube and then talking about Google+, and then we'll wrap it up. So there's been a number of people in Isogenics that have really built a great business platform on YouTube. And so here's 10 important points that we want to think about when we're utilizing YouTube. This is a way that we can grow our business as well. And it's really a great way for people to have the opportunity to see you and how truly real you are. So the first point is you need to use a search engine optimized title, and your YouTube video title is extremely important in helping your video to be found, so you need to really use key appropriate words. The second point is to add the SEO description, and that's going to include, really main keywords. You need to ensure that you're adding your website link to the description, and if you have a website or a blog, that you be certain that you provide it. You can also provide links to all of your social media channels, so that's really important. And when you're posting links, be certain to include the HTTP or the HTTPS, as this is the only way YouTube can automatically hyperlink it, as well. And then be certain to maximize your tags. There's many people using YouTube that don't maximize the number of tags that they have, so that's something that you want to be putting in. What are the keywords and that you want to be utilizing in order for your video to be found? You want to promote your video by being the first person to like it, and the number of likes on your video helps it gain popularity, and by liking it, you're just helping it get attention to the audience that you're truly trying to target. And then also share your video on other social media sites, so on Facebook, Twitter, Google, LinkedIn. Those are some places that you can, put it out there. And you really want to be looking at trying to create, a video response. Search for a video that's similar to yours, and rather than writing a comment about it, create a video response that will attract the audience that you're looking for. You could write a blog post and embed it in a video as well. You could link videos to your email newsletters, and you could even add a link to your YouTube channel and your email signature. So there's tons of different types of things that you can do to be able to utilize a YouTube channel to be able to expand your business. So the last social media venue that I want to talk about is Google+, and I have to say that this is not something that I have used a ton of. I think that I've more used it for the Hangouts more than anything, but it's definitely been something that's been around for the past few years, and it's a social networking service from Google, which allows more transparency in who you share with and how you really interact with them. It's actually the second largest social media with a monthly active user base of 359 million people. So it's just growing. And it's a lot like how Twitter works. You can follow someone, you can see the activity of what they are publishing publicly, and then you can also add people in circles, and which within these circles, they're a lot like filters, so you can share content with those people within the circles themselves, and you can create different types of social circles. So they have communities in which you can have a large number of conversations that take place, and in order for you to just join in the conversation, you just have to send a request to join in. And then, as I was alluding to, I've used Google Hangouts, and this is a great option for individuals or companies who really want to host a private video chat with about up to 10 different accounts. Google has gone all in with hashtags as well. So I put a link here, since I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on this, really, which is a step-by-step starter. That is the last bullet point in order to how you can create a Google Plus account and how you can really start with that. So I'd like to end with, identifying our target market, and then really wrapping up with what are the best daily habits that we really need to incorporate from all of what we presented tonight to bring us just massive success. So when we think about who our target market is, who is the ideal person that you want to work with? Let's first talk about profession. What is the ideal profession of someone you want to work with? What would you love for them to do? Would they be a college student? Would they be a real estate agent? Would they be a mom? Think about really who you can relate to. Due to where my vision lies, and for my why for building this business, I can relate to other Great Dane breeders. And so this is where I've just been really focused at this point, is really on the Great Dane community and who's out there breeding and showing and getting us healthier, so that we can really then focus on getting our breed healthier, because we've encountered a number of health problems with our breed right now. And that's really about my why, is how I can financially impact that. So the age range is something else. So, do you want to be impacting an older crowd? Do you want to be impacting a younger crowd? Is location important to you? If there's someone local, they might be easier to work with than they're not. So is location important or not, given all the technology these days? Personality is another. So, is this person driven? Are they going to be one of those people that are a hit the ground type of running, kind-hearted, self-starter type person? Are they looking to help others? Are these people that you would want to work with? Would you have fun with them? And then also, is gender important? So let's wrap up and talk about just what are the ultimate daily habits that you can incorporate. And so we've talked a lot tonight about what are the different social media venues out there. And my one recommendation to you is to take one social media venue and perfect it. Don't dabble in all of the other ones out there. Take and perfect one of them. The best one to start with is Facebook. Perfect it, get it going like it is absolutely seamless, and then go into another social media venue like Instagram or Twitter, and then perfect that as well. And so how you can accomplish this is by investing 30 minutes every day into your social media marketing skill set. So you need to learn the skills, and then you need to apply the skills. You need to create 2 to 5 posts per day during the peak time frames, which will increase your edge rank, and it'll demonstrate a lot of consistency out there. And remember, 80% value, 20% pitch. Make certain that you're connecting with 3 to 5 people every single day, and that you want to be able to create engagement with your content. Be posting to people, asking questions. Just don't be putting things out there. Ask people what they think. And then, the bottom line is have fun and be yourself. So, that's really it for tonight. What you really need to think about is, so when do you want to start incorporating these daily habits? Well, you know what? There is no perfect day. The best day is today, and the best time is now. So if you want to be the next best social media brand and you want to just be all in this business, then I suggest that you start right now. So I hope you were able to gather some phenomenal tips from this webinar. Follow me on Facebook, and good luck on your social media ventures. So have a great evening, everyone.